Hi, my name is Lynn Miller from the lovely, lovely Gold Coast of Australia. And firstly, I'd like to congratulate you all for being on this presentation. Now, you've actually arrived here because you've either been invited by myself from, one of my groups, or from an email, or even from a friend that's received my email, or you've been invited by one of our amazing, amazing coaches. Or even a friend, or you've seen an advertisement somewhere. But firstly, I'd like to congratulate you because you made the first step, and it's pretty awesome. And I'm pretty excited also to be able to share some amazing content with you tonight. So stay tuned because you're not going to want to miss this. And I just want to let you know that you're in the right place at the right time. So for those of you that don't know me, let me just tell you a little bit about myself so that you can, get an idea of who you're actually talking to. I have been in the health and wellness and fitness industry for nearly 20 years now, ever since I came over from New Zealand, and I'm guessing you can detect a little bit of a Kiwi accent there. And for the first 10 years, I was in the fitness industry. I was in gyms and as a personal trainer and a business owner. And after 10 years, at the age of 42, I became totally burnt out. And it started one day when I woke up and I just felt like I'd been hit by a bus. I slept really well, but I woke up feeling like I'd been hit by a bus. And progressively, I never thought anything of it at that time, but progressively over the coming months, it got worse and worse and worse, to the point where I had to have a little nanny nap in the afternoon to get through my day. I started getting really bad heart palpitations, particularly when I walked up my stairs. It almost felt like I was having a heart attack. And to walk around the block was a real effort for me. And it was not normal because I was an ex-marathon. I'm an ex-marathon runner and a bodybuilder, not competition, just hobby. But 10K run every day was just like a walk in the park for me. So this was really, really unusual. So what I did was I took myself off to the doctor, because by this stage I had a really bad chest infection. I had all the tests, that they take, and a week later I went back. Only to be told that, look, Lynn, you know what, you're all normal, it's all good, go home and rest. Well, I remember walking back to my car park and bursting into tears because there was no way that I felt normal. In fact, I was sinking into a deep, dark hole, and I didn't like where I was going. This sparked my 2-year journey to heal myself, and in that time I was putting on weight. No matter what I was doing, I was putting on weight. I felt, I thought, well, I'm a PT, I know how to do this. I've been teaching people how to lose weight for years, but no matter what I did, nothing was working. In fact, I was getting, fatter just through eating lettuce leaves, basically. And so I did find a doctor that diagnosed me with adrenal fatigue, which was absolutely amazing. I nearly jumped on the floor and kissed his feet, because by that time I really did think I was going a little crazy in the head. And so over that 2 years, I really had to research a lot of things. I wanted to put the pieces of the puzzle together and really find what worked for me. So I had to research nutrition after 40. I had to research exercise after 40. I had to research hormones and menopause after 40, and how they were affected by all our lifestyle choices. I had to research sleep and rest and relaxation, and I also researched the mind. In fact, that was absolutely fascinating for me. I loved the mind, to the point where I became a neuro-linguistic practitioner and a hypnotherapist in that time. So it was really, really amazing time for me, because I just love learning. But after 2 years of putting all the pieces of the puzzle together, I finally could say that I felt my old self again, and the weight started to drop off. So I thought, wow, this was awesome. But if I felt so bad and I was a personal trainer in the health and wellness industry, how did other personal trainers, female personal trainers going through hormonal issues and menopause, how did they deal with the effects of over-exercising and things like that? And more importantly, how did they educate and train their 40 plus female clients. So what I did was I put together an online course that was registered in 5 different countries around the world and 7 different fitness organizations. And I had the absolute pleasure of training over 1,200 personal trainers on menopause and fitness. And since then I have coached a few hundred ladies back to overall good health since then. So that's me in a little bit of a nutshell. Now what I'm going to do tonight is I'm just going to turn off my video because our internet is not that good at night time, and using my internet sort of it has something to do with the bandwidth. So I'm just going to turn that off for now, and we'll turn it back on at the end of the presentation. So let's talk about sleep, shall we? Let's, what is it that you need to sleep well? Like a baby. What is it that you need to sleep like a baby? We all have experienced the frustration and the exhaustion of not sleeping well. And it's really important to find out why we are not sleeping. Really identify why we're not sleeping. Is it because you have trouble falling asleep? Is it because you have trouble staying asleep? Are you tossing and turning? Are you a light sleeper? Are you waking easily just through, a cricket making a noise outside? You're a light sleeper. Do you wake up too early? Do you snore, or do you sleep with someone that does snore? Do you suffer from sleep apnea? And are you not getting enough sleep? Are you just sleep deprived through working late at night on a computer or staying up late at night watching TV? What is your experience around sleep? Let's identify what you're experiencing right now. If you can put in the chat box what it is that you are experiencing, that would be absolutely wonderful. And maybe it's this, that you don't wake up feeling refreshed like I did. I woke up feeling like I was being hit by a bus, and I found it very hard to get through the day. Okay, so there's quite a few people here. Staying asleep, okay. Waking easily, fantastic. Snoring, okay, yeah, partner snoring, absolutely. All right, so how does this all start? All right, so let's just go through the circadian rhythm, because we all have a body clock. So believe it or not, we do. Our body works on a 24-hour basis, 12 hours in the day and 12 hours at night. And if we look at this diagram here, we've got 12 hours here in the daytime. Now, in that 12 hours, from the time we get up in the morning, cortisol is released. It's the time when our blood pressure increases the fastest. We have the highest amount of alertness, and we also have the best coordination, the fastest reaction time, and during the day we have the highest body temperature. Now, when it comes to nighttime, it's completely different. We have, at nighttime, we have our highest blood pressure at nighttime. We have melatonin secretion instead of cortisol. We have a deep sleep state at nighttime. And at nighttime, it's where our lowest body temperature is. Okay, so this is really important. As we go through the webinar, you'll get to understand why this is really, really important. So let's just take a look at a normal circadian rhythm of a person that sleeps well. Okay, so what happens is at 6 a.m. in the morning, when our cortisol rises, remember, first thing in the morning, our cortisol is released. That's our highest amount. And our cortisol rises to wake us up. It's our fight and flight hormone. So it actually wakes us up in the morning. So around about 6 to maybe 5 to sort of 8, our cortisol starts to rise and it wakes us up. By 10 a.m. it's at its peak and we're feeling the most alert. Remember, going back to the diagram, if we go back here, it's our high alert type sort of thing around about 10 o'clock. Okay, so then it starts to drop down, and by 2 or 3 o'clock it's pretty low. And it's a normal drop in cortisol, and for some people that's when they start to get a little bit sleepy, or they reach for a coffee, or they reach for some sweet things to keep them going. And then what happens is our cortisol starts to rise again, and by 6 p.m. we're feeling okay, and we're starting to prepare dinner or have dinner, okay? And then our cortisol starts to drop and melatonin starts to take over. So remember, if we go back to this one here, this is where melatonin starts to, is secreted. And then our cortisol is at its lowest and our melatonin is at its highest. And melatonin is a hormone that allows us to sleep. By the time we go to bed, which is around about 8 to 10 o'clock, usually about 10 o'clock, most people, we then fall into a deep sleep. And this is where the most powerful surge of hormones, the human growth hormone and testosterone occurs. And this is our fat-burning hormones. So for people that don't get into a deep state of sleep, they have less human growth hormone and less testosterone working for them. At 2 or 3 o'clock in a normal circadian rhythm, 24-hour circadian rhythm, we get a little wee tiny spike in cortisol. And this is usually where we just sort of roll over, or we might wake up and go for a wee, but we're still sleepy. We get back in bed and we just go back to sleep. And that's quite normal, just a little wee tiny spike there. And then we go back to sleep. By around about 6 a.m., it starts all over again, and our cortisol starts to rise. We wake up, and by 10 o'clock again, it's at our peak, and the circadian rhythm starts all over again. So that there is actually a normal circadian rhythm. Here's an abnormal one, abnormal circadian rhythm. So what happens is cortisol in the morning is low. It doesn't start to peak as much as it should be. So here we go. If we take a look at 6 a.m., our cortisol is really low. If we go back, cortisol is quite high there, and it keeps on rising. Whereas on this one here, it's really quite low. And for some ladies, you start reaching for that coffee to get you going. And by 10 o'clock, it has risen. We're sort of, getting out of our sluggish mode. We're starting to feel a little bit live by 10 o'clock, and we're usually having another coffee to get us going. It drops a little bit, and it starts to rise again at 12 o'clock, around about lunchtime. We sort of have a little bit more energy, but what happens is our cortisol levels drop way down at 2 or 3 o'clock, and we feel very sleepy. In fact, we're feeling very, very fatigued around about 2 or 3 in the afternoon. And for some people, they have to have a little nanny nap, and that was me. I had to have a little nanny nap in the afternoon, which was quite debilitating, and especially for people that have to work, it can be quite a difficult time for them. And they find themselves reaching for sugary things to give them a pick-me-up, like increased sudden energy, a chocolate bar or a coffee, another coffee with sugar in it to keep them going. By 6 o'clock, it is starting to rise, and we're starting to feel a little bit better. But the problem is that it's at its peak. Cortisol is at its peak at 8 to 10, rather than it dropping off around about 8 to 10. If we go back to the normal one, between 8 and 10, it's really low, okay? Whereas here, it's really high. And what happens is, for a lot of people, that they're wide awake at 10 o'clock at night and they have trouble falling asleep, absolutely trouble falling asleep. They kind of, at 6 o'clock, they're feeling a little sleepy and they could go to sleep. And then the moment they get into bed at like 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock, it's like the lights have come on like a startled deer, and when the headlights of a car go on to them, they're wide awake and rearing to go. What happens then is it starts to drop off. By 12 o'clock, they're not in a deep sleep. It hasn't dropped off far enough, and they just don't get into that deep sleep that they need to. And what happens is it means that cortisol is not peaking and dropping at the appropriate times. And when cortisol is high, therefore blood sugar is high too. And when blood sugar is high, it always drops. So it usually wakes us up in the middle of the night. And we'll talk about that a little bit later on. But when insulin is high, insulin blocks fat-burning hormones from functioning, the human growth hormone and testosterone. And this only happens in deep sleep. So people with an abnormal circadian rhythm don't actually get into a deep sleep. And usually they're light sleepers and they wake up very easily. And as you can see here, at 2 or 3 in the morning, cortisol is rising where it should be just that little peak. If we go back here, it should be like this, a little wee peak where we just roll over. It's actually rising quite a bit, and it wakes you up, and it wakes you up out of that deep sleep, and you can't get back to sleep again. You're tossing and turning, and you're wide awake, trying to count sheep to get back to sleep again. And literally what happens is cortisol starts to drop off, and we start to get all sleepy, and we feel really, really tired, and we get into a deep sleep just as our alarm goes off. And then all suddenly we're back awake again, having to drag ourselves out of bed just when we've got into that deep sleep again, because cortisol has dropped off so much. Now, for some people, they are wide awake at night. For other people, their cortisol levels drop off so low down here between 6 and 8 that they're exhausted, and they get into bed and their head hits the pillow. They're asleep before their head hits the pillow. So that's an abnormal circadian rhythm too, and that's normally when someone is in adrenal insufficiency, and their body is just not producing enough cortisol. In fact, this here, the bell curve in that in here is all pretty low down here. Okay, so that's the normal circadian rhythm, and the abnormal circadian rhythm, the body clock, in which allows us to sleep well or not. So poor sleep equals belly fat, especially after 40. And this is one of the number one causes of belly fat, because poor sleep also means stress. Like lots and lots and lots of stress. It affects us so much in our daily activity. If we wake up tired, we drag ourselves through the day. We're grabbing for coffees and sugary things because we have cravings. Sleep causes cravings, and we're moody, we're tired, and just not functioning very well. In fact, not only are we storing fat, but you're bloated, you're moody, you're hungry, you have massive cravings, and not only that, you're very, very tired, as I said before. And one of the most detrimental aspects of not sleeping is women that don't sleep usually have high cholesterol. It's a huge cause of high cholesterol. So does any of that resonate with you? Just put your hand up in the chat box. Does any of that resonate with you? Yeah. Fantastic. Absolutely. Quite a few of you I can see. All right, so tonight is all about 12 tips to getting the best night's sleep ever. Who would like to sleep like a baby? Absolutely. I've got my hand up there. So tonight, well, I've got some special bonuses for those who want to stay till the end. I'm giving away quite a few, giving away a massive special bonus if you stay to the end. So stay tuned, turn off your phone, turn off Facebook, put the little sign out the door and give a holler out the door and say, you know what, do not disturb me for the next 20 or 30 minutes, because you're going to learn a whole lot here tonight. So let's go to tip number 1. All right, go to bed at the same time every night. Create a routine. Make sure that you get enough sleep, but not too much sleep, because too much sleep can be just the same as not enough sleep. The National Sleep Foundation says the right amount of sleep is based on the individual, and particularly your age too. So I know teenagers need a lot more sleep than adults. So aim to get around about 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep, and wake up and get out of bed at the same time every morning. By doing this, each day ensures that you don't oversleep, and it also enables your body to get into a rhythm and reset that circadian rhythm and that body clock. Okay, lots of studies have shown that long-standing routines as well as adequate sleep contribute to longevity. And if you can avoid it, avoid napping in the afternoon. Rest, sure, lay down and rest, but if you can avoid it, sometimes having a sleep and resting your body is the best thing. But if you're just having a sleep for the sake of having a sleep, try to avoid that, because then you can go to bed a little bit earlier and keep your body clock in sync. So reduce inflammation in the body. My goodness, this is, there's not one lady really that doesn't come across my path or across, my program, hormone enhancement program, that is not riddled with inflammation. And inflammation really, really stresses your body out. It really puts your body under a lot of stress, and it can start with your teeth and gums. For some people, they really need to have their teeth and gums looked at. For other people, it's their joints, multiple aches and pains, and just really, really sore in all places. Intestinal tract. Now, this is a biggie, because our intestinal tract is especially our gut is our second brain. So it's really, really important to look after our gut. And most women have an inflamed, stressed gut. And it's not good, because not only does it not digest food properly, but we can end up with things like irritable bowel, leaky gut, and also diverticulitis and things like that. And not only that, when it comes to food allergies as well, so many women are eating foods that they're allergic to or they have an intolerance to, and this can cause bloating and upset tummies, and it can cause reflux and GERD and all those sort of things. And the moment we go to bed, these things all start to play up, and it causes inflammation in the body. Infections and viruses, and one thing I haven't put there is parasites as well. So we have, a lot of women have reoccurring infections like thrush and UTIs, and they have viruses and also parasites. Believe it or not, a lot of women are infested with parasites as well, and sometimes we don't even know it. So these all cause inflammation in the body and upset us when we actually going to go and have a sleep. It can really keep us awake at night, tossing and turning. So if you're one of those ones that are tossing and turning because of joint pain and things like that, it's really important to reduce inflammation. Okay, this one here, for some of you ladies are like, oh no. So don't consume stimulants in the evening, and this is really, really important. I see so many ladies having like 5 cups of coffee a day. And not only does it render your body acidic, but it also overstimulates your adrenal glands, and it's not good, particularly if you're already stressed. The caffeine that that gets you going in the morning also keeps you up at night. And so I always advise never to drink coffee after 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Know your limits and avoid caffeine and other stimulants too close to bedtime. It affects people in different ways. So understand how it affects you. Do the trial and error type sort of thing. Some people can't drink caffeine while others can, and because it affects their sleep. So really do test it out if you're a coffee drinker late in the afternoon. And also alcohol. Alcohol, maybe you use alcohol to self-medicate and have a good night's sleep. It makes you sleep, makes you fall asleep. Some ladies have alcohol to make them go to sleep. But what happens is, because alcohol has a lot of sugar in it, it messes with your blood sugar levels, and your blood sugar levels rise sky high, and then it drops in the middle of the night and it wakes you up because of the alcohol. Not only that, it's empty calories, and it's not good to go to bed on. So Also some chocolates, okay, and some teas that are not herbal, and those drinks that have got guarana in it all contain some caffeine. So check out your chocolate to make sure that it hasn't got caffeine in it. And remember also, caffeine is a mild diuretic, so it can make you pee. You know, if you're having coffee late at night or late in the afternoon, it can make you pee. All right, so if you're one of those ones that gets up several times in the middle of the night to have a wee, then take a look at what you're drinking or how much you're drinking. Even if you're having water, sometimes you can be overdoing it at night time. And not only that, if I can just touch base on why, once upon a time we could go through the whole night without having to pee, and then suddenly we have to get up once or twice in the middle of the night. It's because of our estrogen levels, so estrogen keeps all our bladder and our tendons and ligaments and our pelvic floor, and they're all tight and really holding things together. When estrogen starts to decline, so does everything else. Everything starts to sag and bag and get a bit lax. So our bladder just isn't able to hold as much liquid as it used to. Okay, so number 4, eat at least 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. This is really, really important, ladies, okay? Big meals right before bedtime forces your body into the digest mode rather than the rest, okay? So it's working just before you go to bed. And, if you're eating rich sort of spicy meals, it may cause sleep depriving sort of discomfort, because as it makes its way through the stomach. So you don't want to be going to bed on a full tummy while your digestive system's still trying to digest, all right, because it just causes a lot of stress on your digestive tract, and it can also cause reflux and heartburn and things like that. All right, so eat light and on the early side, and ensure your food won't keep you up at night through not being digested properly or bloating you or anything like that. Okay, snoring, my goodness. Okay, so who can relate to this picture here in this slide here? If you've got a partner that snores, hands up. Okay, if you snore, well, that's a different story. So if you've got a partner that snores, then maybe someone may have to kind of like move rooms. Let's face it, like seriously, there is no point to both of you having a poor sleep. It's just terrible. People that snore actually don't have quality sleep. They have a lack of oxygen going through their body, and they actually don't have quality sleep. So if you are a snorer, then maybe you need to lose some weight. Maybe that's a goal that you need to do. If you are snoring and you don't need to lose some weight, maybe it's time that you do check out why you are snoring. And if you have sleep apnea, well then, this is a really, really dangerous condition, and we can certainly help direct you onto the right person to have this condition managed. So snoring is one thing that can keep us up, and I know my husband too, and on the odd occasion snores, so I have to give him the old nudge or the kick or whatever it is. I think we've all experienced that at some time as well. All right, so exercise. Exercise is vital to help you sleep. Now, our bodies are made to move, all right? We're not made to sit at desks for long period of times at all. Regular exercise, even, the Stanford University Medical School found that after 16 weeks of moderate to intense exercise, an exercise program, subjects were able to fall asleep 15 minutes earlier and sleep for about 45 minutes longer at night. So exercise is really, really imperative. It releases tension, it burns stress, and it makes you feel good. It releases good endorphins. And for some people, if you're one of those sitting there going, oh my God, I hate exercise. Well, let me ask you a question. Can you move more for fun? you know, or purpose or socialization. If you could find something that was fun, or, you know, walk with someone else or walk with a walking group, you know, is that possible? You know, it's really, really important that you find something that you like doing and move on a consistent basis. It really, really is important to add value and to have quality sleep. So sleeping pills, if at all possible, chuck away the sleeping pills. Avoid sleeping pills, you know. They come with many negative side effects, such as, you know, disturbed sleep patterns, short-term amnesia, and impaired motor skills. In fact, I was reading the other day a research study that showed most common prescribed sleeping pills impair short-term memory, reaction time thinking, and visual motor coordination, you know, like driving and things like that. So if you can avoid sleeping pills, that would be absolutely amazing. And what you need to do is really get to the root cause of why you can't sleep. And maybe it's like identify and deal with any nutrient deficiencies. Maybe you need to take a look at your magnesium and melatonin levels, because those are two that really help us sleep. So it's really about identifying the root cause and getting to the root cause of why you are not sleeping, rather than just masking it with a sleeping pill and have side effects. And not only that, over-the-counter prescriptions have a huge influence on your liver and your hormones as well. So number 8, stress less and fix your adrenals. Okay, we're also very stressed these days. We live in a life where we're just busy. You know, we get to bed and we're absolutely frazzled and we're worn out, and, you know, we get into bed and then we're wide awake because we're thinking about what we have to do tomorrow and thinking about our shopping list and who we have to pick up and who we have to drop off, and then work and everything like that. If you you know, it's really, really important to relax your mind, your busy mind. Relax it before you go to bed. You know, journal or write down your thoughts or to-do list. Just go into a quiet room and write down everything that you're thinking about and what you have to do. Don't take them to bed. Once you've written it down, your brain just lets go of it. And not only that, eliminate some of the clutter and chaos. Learn to say no. Turn off Facebook. And at night time, stop watching those scary movies that are just going to, you know, stimulate you. You know, you're sitting there watching those scary movies and suddenly it's like, and you jump out of your skin. You're overstimulating your adrenal glands, and it's really important after 40 to look after your adrenals, because they are your backup glands when you go through menopause. So when your ovaries slow down and you go through menopause, your adrenals are your backup glands for your estrogen. Okay, they produce estrogen. But if they are worn out and tired, you're going to have a whole lot of issues going through into menopause. So it's really important to stress less. Number 9, balance your hormones. This is really, really important. If you're menopausal or perimenopause, have your hormones tested, okay, and understand how they are affecting you. And one thing, if I can really stress, don't accept a diagnosis of normal from your doctor. Get reports, okay, and find someone that can help you understand your test results. Don't accept ill health or lack of sleep as normal, because it's not. It's absolutely not. We test all our clients' hormones here through saliva testing because it's more accurate than blood, and we are able to put all the pieces together for you. So it's really important to understand how your hormones are affecting you, because they do play a major role. Number 10, reset your body clock, as mentioned before. Now, I've got a picture of chickens there. And I'll tell you what, I love my chickens because I've got 18 chickens down in my back paddock, and I love them. And they teach us so much about our body clock. So if you take a look at chickens, and especially roosters, okay, roosters will crow when the sun starts to break through, when it starts to rise at dawn. The roosters will crow, and chickens get up when it's the first sight of light. They get up, and then chickens will go and roost and go to sleep when the sun goes down. And there's some plants out there where their flowers open up when the sun comes out and closes when the sun goes down. And so a lot of animals and plants rely on the sun and a circadian rhythm. So what we have to do is, watch the sun come up. If you're an early bird, if you're an early riser, then go outside and watch the sun come up. And also go outside in the middle of the day and get some sunlight. We all work in offices, we all work in artificial light, and we hardly ever see the sun. A lot of people go to work when it's dark and come home when it's dark. So it's important to get outside in your lunch break or any time in morning tea time or anything like that and see some natural lighting. And at night time, if you can, watch the sun go down. It's really, really important to get away from the artificial light. We're staying up later even at night time because we have lights on. We have the artificial lights all the time going. And if we go back a few hundred years when they only had candles, it was dull. People got up when the sun came up and started working, and because they didn't have any artificial light, only candle light, they went to bed at a really, really early time. And not only that, they only had candles, so the whole house was dark at that time. So we really need to get back into sync with our body clock. Number 11, get control of your blood sugar levels and insulin. It's really important to stabilize your blood sugar from the time you eat dinner until the time you go to bed. Make sure you eat a balanced meal of proteins, carbohydrates, and fats, and all in the right proportion for your hormonal situation. Bedtime snacks, well, depending on what they are, some are okay, some are not okay, but make sure that they don't contain sugar or processed carbohydrates. And not only that, our blood sugar level starts from when we get up in the morning. It's really important to get a good start to the day and have a good breakfast. The problem is that if we have too many calories or carbohydrates at breakfast time, our blood sugar levels will spike. If in the morning we skip breakfast or we skip a meal or restrict calories or anything like that, exercise on an empty tummy or something, our blood sugar levels drop. So it's really, really important to start our day and stabilize our blood sugar levels right from the get-go in order to really be able to manage them. And at night time, once again, if we have sugary puddings or alcohol or anything like that, it's going to spike our blood sugar levels again. So it's really important to get a grip on your blood sugar levels and insulin to get a good night's sleep. Number 12. Breathe. It's really, really important to breathe. Now, when we are stressed, and if you take a note of how you're breathing right now, it's important to really listen to how you're breathing. And most people only breathe really shallow. Okay, it has been found that people who practice deep breathing exercise regularly stay happier than others. Not only that, deep breathing exercises are good for your health as they improve your blood circulation and oxygen supply to the body. And it also helps to increase the neurochemical production in your brain naturally, which relieves stress. And it really regulates your mood and controls pain. So we really need to get back to looking at a baby and how a baby breathes. When a baby breathes, their whole chest and abdomen and stomach comes out and goes back in again. And over the years, we forget how to breathe properly. Today in the middle of high stress, busy lives, we hardly get time for deep breathing exercise. And as a result, what we do is we breathe really shallow. You know, so if you can include deep breathing exercises before you go to bed, it really helps to oxygenate your body and relieve tension and stress and things like that. So those are the 12 tips, but I have got a couple of little bonuses here for you. One of them is have a hot shower or bath before you go to bed. This is really, really important, and people underestimate this. You know, a recent study showed that the body temperature helps keep your internal clock in sync. And remember, if we go back to that very first diagram, our body temperature is at the lowest at night time. So, you know, what researchers have found is that a light-sensitive area of the brain known as SCN acts as the master clock. All right, so when night approaches, the SCN sends out neural signals to lower your core body temperature. But so even though a warm shower, you know, it temporarily raises your temperature, once you step out of that steamy bathroom into a cooler bedroom, your body temperature will drop. And what this does, it prepares the body for other physiological changes in preparation for sleep, and in particular, melatonin production. So it can actually trick your body. So, you know, if you're one of those ones that have hot flushes and everything like that, it can actually trick your body into producing more melatonin. So really do think about having a hot shower or bath at night time. But not only that, it relaxes your body and your mind. You know, a warm shower is a great way to unwind after a busy or stressful day. The warm water, you know, it relaxes your joints and your muscles, and it you know, by how it does that, it causes your blood vessels to dilate. All right, and this improves circulation, you know, allowing more blood and oxygen to flow throughout your body, which is an awesome, awesome thing. You know, warm showers are great for stiff necks and shoulder pains, you know, to relieve that inflammation. And, you know, in the shower, when you're having a shower, try to do some gentle neck and shoulder rolls, you know, while in the shower, to just further loosen up your muscles, so that when you do get into bed, you don't, you know, have, you know, tension issues in bed. One other thing is change the way you think. Now, you probably think, oh my Lord, how does that sort of influence your sleep? Okay, but let me just explain for a moment. You know, change how you talk to yourself. What you tell yourself on a daily basis, you start to believe. So if you're the one that wakes up and tells yourself on a daily basis that you feel like crap and you don't sleep and, you know, you're just miserable and this and that, well, then if you continue telling yourself day in, day out how bad you sleep and how you know, you wake up every night and, oh, you dread going to bed, then your subconscious starts to believe that. And guess what? What you focus on, you get. All right? So rather than focus on what you don't want, focus on what you do want, and change the way you start telling yourself, because you are the story you tell yourself. You are. So if you're telling yourself how crappy and how tired you are on a daily basis, change that to what you want. You're focusing on what you don't want, and you'll only bring more of what you don't want into your reality. One other thing that I'd love to cover before, you know, just before we close off, is check out your bedroom. You know, how conducive is your environment to sleeping? All right, is your bed comfortable? How is your mattress? Have you got a quality mattress and bedding? You know, sometimes we have lumpy, bumpy, hard, old 20-year-old mattresses and pillows that we haven't changed for years, you know. But really consider them as a preventative medical expense, okay, rather than, oh, they're too expensive. You know, a good mattress and comfy sheets and pillows, you really help, you know, ensure that you get the sleep your body needs to stay healthy, you know. Even some people go as far as organic bedding, you know, with no harmful chemicals and things like that. Even think about what you're washing your sheets and blankets in. You know, if you're itchy at night time, and you tend to be, your skin get quite dry and itchy at night time, think about the chemicals that you're using to wash your sheets. And is your bedroom cool? All right. You know, a good temperature is between 16 and 18 degrees Celsius, you know. So keep your bedroom on the cooler side, you know. It's different for everyone, but you know, it's between 16 and 18 degrees is a suitable temperature. You know, if you get too hot or too cold, it usually wakes us up at night, you know. And you know, sometimes fans are really good, even though they make a noise. Sometimes they drown out other, if you're a light sleeper and wake up to all sorts of noises, sometimes get used to having a fan and circulating the air. You don't have to have it right on you, can be a good thing. Don't use technology. Oh my Lord, I don't know how many people, like these people here, are on their phones at night time, and or on television or anything. I don't know how many people are on there, you know, their phones and things like that. But you know, unplugging at least 30 minutes before sleep all your devices and everything like that. You know, EMFs can disrupt your sleep. They cause insomnia, headaches and confusion, and may also cut your amount of deep sleep, you know, interfering with your body's ability to refresh yourself, you know, refresh itself. You know, your TV, smartphone, computer and all that stimulate your mind, you know, and it doesn't relax it. So in order to calm yourself down, it's a good idea to keep all distractions out of sight. You know, keep your phone in a different room, and you know, just really have your bedroom conducive to sleep and sex. You know, absolutely, your bedroom should only be sleep and sex. And trust me when I say, you know, a good orgasm can really make you sleep. You know, for some of you, you may be thinking, oh my Lord, but research has proven it. Also, darkness. Okay, your body is designed to sleep in complete darkness. So if there's the smallest amount of light in the room, it can disrupt your circadian rhythm and your pineal gland's production of melatonin and serotonin. So, you know, using curtains that block out, you know, the light and things like that, or cover or hide your clock, you know, it's really important to keep your room dark. And if that's impossible, wearing eye masks or, you know, anything that can help block out that stray light, that would be absolutely wonderful. So set yourself up to win. You know, get a good night's sleep, and it makes you feel better and take on the world better, feel great, and, you know, it makes you feel great, and it makes you stand out from the crowd. As you know, most people walk through life, you know, or through the day all doomy, gloomy and tired, you know. Get fired up, you know, get excited, eat better, move better, and guess what? You know, if you do that, you'll have better relationships, you'll lose body fat, your muscles will tone up, and your whole life will change, you know. As sleep, you know, sleep debt affects so many of us, you know, and here at Menofitness, our mission is to help you overcome this, and we would like to offer you 2 free coaching sessions to further assist. Oh, you know, let's go back a step here. You know, if we go through life, you know, not putting that into practice, what we do is we'll go through the next 30 or 40 years like sleepy, you know, itchy, sweaty, bloaty, bitchy, forgetful, psycho, you know. We don't want to go through the next 30 to 40 years feeling like that. So really set yourself up to win, you know. And as I mentioned before, here at Menofitness, we really want to help you do that. So we'd like to offer you 2 free coaching sessions. It's a free gift. It's a special bonus for those who have stayed to the end. It's amazing. For those of you that are on tonight and have stayed right to the end, congratulations. You've got your 2 free coaching sessions with either myself or one of our coaches or the coach, Menofitness coach that has invited you here. You're entitled to that, valued at $138. Absolutely free. So congratulations. Not only that, for those ones that want to go take that one step forward and really start skyrocketing their results and sleeping much better, we've got a special one-time offer for you. Now, it's the 8-week hormone enhancement program, and the first step in our 8-week hormone enhancement program is our 30-day Believe program, and we really help you develop a menopause mindset that is going to serve you for the next 30 or 40 years. Really, really get your psychology aligned for success. And for over the first 30 days of the 8-week hormone enhancement program, you're going to be coached personally by me through a video blogging Facebook page. So I'll be posting videos in there every day for 30 days on a specific topic, and it will really, at the end of 30 days, you will be an athlete of the mind and you will set yourself up for success. So when it comes to the mind, the difference between women that lose weight and keep it off and women that lose weight and put it all back on again is simply their mindset. What has happened, women that put it all back on again have simply become a thinner person with the same mindset. So unless you change your mind, you are always going to yo-yo with your weight. Then after the 30 days, once you've been coached by me, you will have your very own menopause coach and fitness expert that will take you through your 4-week kickstart class. And over the next 4 weeks, what you will learn is nutrition after 40. You will have personalized meal advice so that it increases your energy and decreases cravings and hunger to really fire up your metabolism. And we teach you how to eat fat to lose fat. Not only that, how to balance your insulin levels to aid in hormonal fat loss and sleep better. And guess what? Yes, you can have your chocolate and wine and still lose weight. We show you exactly how to do that. In the second week, what we do is we educate you on your hormones. We go right through your hormones and how they are affecting you. What happens is we send you out a complete saliva hormone profiling test kit. Yes, we send that out to you in the mail. And what we're able to do is identify your hormonal roadblocks that are making you fat, even though you're doing everything right. And what we do is we restore your hormone balance by getting to the root cause. By the 3rd week, we take a look at exercise after 40. Now, what happens is most women think that they have to flog themselves in the gym in order to lose weight. In fact, that just stresses your body out even more. And on the other hand, there's women that don't exercise at all. So that puts a big, huge burden on your body and also affects your sleep. Not only that, exercise also affects your sleep too, especially at night time. If you're exercising at night time or if you're exercising way too much, it raises cortisol levels. So what we do here is we show you how you can exercise, know exactly what type of exercise that you can do, how much exercise, and when to recover, to stay in that fat burning zone. We show you how you can exercise specific to your fitness level and your hormonal health for fat loss, and also to be able to sleep a lot better. In the 4th week, what we do is we go over your rest and relaxation after 40. So what happens is we show you exactly how to sleep more to manipulate your fat burning potential, because really we want to enhance your fat burning hormones like your human growth hormone and testosterone. And we also want to show you, you know, what you'll learn is how to reset your body clock to burn fat while you rest. And not only that, how to use specific exercise to lower your fat storing hormones and enhance your fat burning hormones. And how to take control of lifestyle factors like sleep, stress, hydration, caffeine, alcohol, to balance your insulin and cortisol levels so that you burn fat, sleep well, feel great at 40 plus. Not only that, you're going to receive exclusive access to the Menofitness Facebook VIP group and full tracking system to find what works for you. Not only that, you're going to get much, 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 much more out of that. So that's our 8-week hormone enhancement program for those who want to take that next step. And don't forget, we're going to give you that special bonus. All right, everyone here tonight is going to get you 2 free hormone enhancement coaching sessions to assess where you are right now and how you can move forward with that. And that's valued at $138, absolutely free. So what happens next? Let's just recap. We'll send out a saliva hormone test kit for it's valued at $299. You'll go through our 30-day Believe program where you will develop a menopause mindset that's going to set you up for success and align your psychology for success so that you will lose weight, sleep better forever and a day. Not only that, we're going to take you through a 4-week hormone kickstart class where you'll be coached over the 4 weeks on nutrition, your hormones. You'll learn all about your hormones, and you will how to exercise to lose fat and balance your hormones, and how to sleep better over the 4 weeks. Now that comes to a total of $1,095, but you're not going to pay that tonight. Absolutely not. We are going to just give this to you for a one-time payment of just $159 absolute value, then 8 easy weekly payments of just $59. And don't forget, you're going to get that special bonus as well, valued at $138. Amazing value there to be able to sleep better, lose weight, balance your hormones, and move forward into your next 30 or 40 years happy, healthy, and able to live a life that you really, really deserve. So get back to the person who invited you here today. If it was me, then you can PM me, Lynn Miller, or you can send an email to me. Or if you were invited here by a coach or someone else, please find out with them how you can get started today. They are more than willing to help you. And I've got a testimonial here from Mandy, who lost over 11 kilos, nearly 12 kilos now. She's from New Zealand, and she's 55 years of age, and she was sleeping horribly. She says, I'm 55 now, and my sleeping before was horrible. I would wake up between 1 to 3 a.m., be wide-eyed and bushy-tailed, ready to go. Now I go to sleep really good, and sometimes just wake only once for a pee. Oops. So let's just start that, and you can listen to Mandy.
Hi, Lynn. Mandy here. I joined Menofitness in October last year, weighing 78.8 kilos, now 67.8. Hugely happy with that achievement. I wake once during the night sometimes if I've had too much to drink, water, and I've just turned my life around with the help of Kerry. I probably wait once, and that's just a puddle. So I'm hugely happy with that. I'd just like to say thank you to Kerry and to Menofitness. Huge. Thank you.
Fantastic. That was from Mandy, and Mandy goes through our coaching program with one of our coaches, Kerry Harvey, who is an absolute fantastic coach, and she has amazing results with all of her clients. She's absolute. I'm blessed to have her on our team. So just to recap here, here's what happens next. You'll get a saliva hormone test kit, 30-day Believe program, 4-week hormone kickstart with the special bonus chucked into for just one-time payment of $159, and then 8 easy weekly payments of just $59 after that. So get back to the person who invited you today. I hope you all learned something here tonight. you know, as far as sleep goes. And I thank you so much for coming on board tonight. If you have any questions, please PM me any questions. I'm more than happy to answer any questions and get you started living the life that you want to, and not feeling sleep deprived. I mean, that was so bad. I remember it was just one of the worst feelings of just being able to drag yourself through the day or not being able to sleep. So let's eliminate that, stop playing the guessing game, and come on board with us and really, really get the results that you want with coaches that know exactly how to do that for you. Have a wonderful evening, and thank you so much for coming on tonight. I really, really am stoked that you're all listening in tonight. Bye for now.